Where did it go? Okay, so did everybody see it? You click on this to see their mini little profile. And then you can click to follow them here. And then simply add or remove from list. Event coordinating. And then if right there you want to create a new list, you can just create a new list. Yeah. It's a lot simpler than Facebook lists.
So it just changes your feed.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what it does.
It's just by sorting.
Sorts your
feed.
friends.
Yeah.
So this sorts your
Right.
tweeter.
Your tweeters. Yep.
Into list. Okay.
Perfect. Tweeps. The tweeps. Okay. I went through that a little fast. Did I miss something? What are you doing? Oh. Because what I want to talk about now is using Twitter.
What if you want to take somebody off a list? It's really the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to go back and take her off.
Lists.
Direct messages is like sort of like messages on Facebook. You can send
Is anybody else finding that people are spamming me with direct messages?
It's so spammy, I don't pay attention to it anymore.
I don't even go to my direct messages anymore. So don't send me a direct message.
that way. Okay.
Yeah, Twitter's going to have to solve that.
Pam, you look confused.
No.
Okay. Okay. So, I'm so sorry. Direct messaging is like sending a private message on Facebook. Let's see. To do that, just go to Sedona Bride. Go down here.
What sort of things do you post?
What do I post?
Yeah.
I typically use stuff for my clients as like resources, like different articles that I've seen, different how-to tips, ideas for staying calm, resources that I think people would be interested in, things that they would want to read about that I could either duplicate or help with, or if they're having a problem and you can search that on Twitter, you can see who's talking about what, so you can respond to their concerns that way. But just keeping in mind who you're talking to. In fact, I actually spoke to David earlier this week, and I told him I was doing this presentation, and I said, well, what do you want to know about Twitter? And you said monetizing. Well, and my response to that is it takes patience, lots of patience. You have to be willing to engage with your customers as well and build that connection and build that conversation.
So it's relationship building like all other aspects of marketing. It's just
correct.
a different avenue.
Yeah. And in fact, when I was doing social media when I started with Dale and Tucson's Best and things like that, we got several leads off of Twitter because we would start by retweeting what somebody said, and then you start answering questions or asking them questions and just trying to engage them in conversation. And then from there, they're going to want to know what you're doing as well. And then you start building your connections outside of just Twitter, and then that's how you build a relationship and eventually a sale in that matter, or whatever you're trying to accomplish from there. It's a great way for building new connections and meeting people and seeing how you guys can work together as well too. But it comes down to the basics as far as knowing who you want to talk to, what you want to talk about, what you can learn from them as well, and just keeping those basics in mind and then applying it in a briefer segment. Yes?
Do you use it mostly for your personal, or do you use it for enchanting occasions?
I do both. And with lists, I'm able to do that. So one of my guilty pleasures is Ghost Adventures. It's this really awful travel show where they talk to ghosts, but they're all over Twitter. And so you can actually talk to them and be like, you're such an idiot. But it's great to watch, and they respond to that. But with my list, I can keep that separate than my enchanting occasions where I'm doing the event coordinating and things like that. Lots of good blogs. So if you're someone who wants to get blogs in your marketing and things like that, it's a great way for the resources to find the blogs and then connect to them and do your commenting and vice versa.
And it's also a great place to find up-to-date news.
Yeah.
If you want to really know what's happening right now. That's
Right.
what I found.
Yes. Trends, I get trends from all over the world. Things that you wouldn't read about Arizona weddings or brides and things like that. Yes.
I check it once a day, so I don't think I'm using it effectively, but how often are you on it? Like all day on your phone? Or?
I don't like to use it all day on my phone because it drains my little battery. But I'll check it about 2-3 times a day. You know, you have your automatic posting that you can do, but it's essential that you go in and you check it and you retweet. And if someone retweets you, you have to pay attention to that so you can thank them. It's an etiquette thing. Or, you know, and vice versa, go back and retweet one of their tweets. So, but when you do that, you can do that for 5 minutes because it's so fast paced. And when you have your list established, you can just go right to the list that you need to go to, check it really quickly, and then, you know, go on with the rest of your day, or, you know, things like that. But I've spent hours in front of Twitter. It's very easy to do and talking to people all over the world, but you can't do that as a business owner.
Well, that was my question, because if I'm on Facebook and I'm only there for a few minutes and I see something I want to read, but I don't want to take time to read it right then, I can just drag it into Evernote and come back and look at it later and then zap it when I'm done. And that's why on Twitter, you know, I don't necessarily want to look through all of that stuff because I'm thinking, well, I don't have time to look at it right now, and it's so fast, and so it's just blink and it's gone, and I can't drag it somewhere easily. So that's kind of my indication kind of on Twitter.
And my recommendation to that would be make sure you're using lists effectively. So if you start paying attention and noticing you have maybe 5 people who are always posting something that you want to go back to, put them in their own separate list, and then you can go back to that quickly. Or just click the link, copy and paste it that way too. Yes.
Do you have your Facebook page connected to Twitter?
Kind of. I actually have Tucson's Best connected to my Facebook page, so if you pay attention to my Twitter, that's why randomly you'll see something about Tucson being posted. So I will turn that off. If you only post on Facebook a couple times a day, that might be beneficial because then you're sharing. Especially if you're hitting a different kind of market, but it's similar information that you can talk to. So like Facebook, I actually have more engagement with actual people and things like that on Facebook. Rather as Twitter, I'm using it as a resource almost for myself to find blogs and content and things like that. So then that kind of just adds me to the pot of content and resources within the Twitter community as well. It's Twitterverse, yes.
Do you, going back to the hashtags,
Yeah.
do you recommend using a hashtag every single time you tweet? Or only about certain things? Or, I mean, what's the etiquette of hashtags?
It really, if you're tweeting about something specific and you know that it works well with that hashtag, and so it's kind of a testing the waters type
So it's
thing.
I mean, obviously I see people use it, I'm just like, is that overuse? I mean, they use like 5 different...
Some of them are, yeah. Like Porter's one that he used to do all the time was, what was that one? It was We Guys or...
Oh yeah, Us Guys.
Us Guys. Oh, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
But like a hashtag for Baggins.
Right.
That would be awesome.
Okay, so if I was talking about something specific to make it like for Baggins catering,
Right.
Hashtag
Baggins.
Good idea.
And it'll catch on.
Yeah.
And it does. Okay, so I just need to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Something noteworthy though, hashtags are really addictive.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
I
don't use them on Facebook unless it's like retweet or reposting your tweet.
Yeah,
that's
that
fine.
was my next question is I see a lot of hashtags on Facebook. Is that only beneficial if you're connected, right?
Yeah.
What's the point of posting hashtags on?
Yeah. Yeah. Hashtags don't register in Facebook,
You just
so.
well, I see it, but I know it's just a trend. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to add one thing about Us Guys. Christopher met tons of people all over the world by seeing Us Guys because it was all those techie, brilliant guys getting together, and they all related to each other. So we made some really good and useful business
Connections.
relationships. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think a hashtag for Baggins would be great. It's very unique.
And when you do this, I'm sorry.
That's okay. No, I like the questions. It's helping.
On the search bar, when you're searching for, like you were talking about news, or you're searching for hashtags, do you just search like Tucson News, or are you using a hashtag to search, or how are you searching?
I'm not big on hashtags. I can do the regular just searching.
Just searching.
Yeah.
So like if you were going to do something like Tucson News, or
Yeah.
however you're trying to get this news.